The sights and sounds of New Zealand playing host to round 4 of the World Rally Championship, one of the most spectacular and exciting challenges on the calendar. It's day 2 of this 3-day event, and today sees another 8 stages to the north of Auckland, the host city. The speeds here can easily catch out the unwary, as Ford's Roman Cresta found out in the shakedown. Team boss Malcolm Wilson was left frustrated.
I'm very disappointed the fact that, it can happen, that it should happen on the shakedown. I mean, the rally hasn't even started.
An easy scare for Gigi Galli, an early one I should say, showed how hard he was pushing. Alternator problems ruined the Italian's good start, and his frustration was briefly taken out on co-driver Guido D'Amore. Luis Perez Compact, yes, making his first appearance of the year. The Argentine's New Zealand adventure would end prematurely. A nasty accident, but both he and co-driver Jose Maria Volta thankfully emerged from the weekend wrecked Ford Focus unharmed. Compact will be back. Much was expected of Chris Atkinson after 2 impressive outings in the Subaru. For the first time, the Australian was contesting a rally he'd tackled before. Despite a frustrating spin, his now undoubted potential was underlined with his first 2-stage wins. Teammate Pelle Solberg was running first on the road and expecting to lose time, sweeping the stages clear of loose gravel, but overnight rain and a committed drive saw him with the early lead in the day.
160.
I couldn't believe it when I saw the times, well, on every stage actually, so it's looking very good.
Solberg was to end the day in 4th, while Marcus Gronholm is running 2nd. The Finn's only frustration is his lack of experience on gravel with Pirelli tyres.
Marcus, you're not looking super happy. Not at all, not at all. I went softer with the tyres and it was not so.
The current leader is Sebastian Loeb. An unstoppable charge in the afternoon was helped by his Michelin tyres, which are better suited to the harder surface. The Frenchman pulled away. Loeb's advantage over Gronholm now a healthy 23 seconds, with Duval passing Solberg late in the day to take over the final podium position. Galli's problems saw him drop down to 10th, just ahead of the 2 Skodas led by the #1 driver Armin Schwarz. Once again, it rained overnight, so stage 9 is damp in some places, which could be good news for Solberg on his Pirelli tyres. Meanwhile, his young teammate Chris Atkinson is beginning to feel the pressure of expectation, even in the early stages of his WRC career. He was only 5.5 seconds ahead of Ford's Tony Gardemeister coming into this stage, and his pace is not looking too promising. Maybe he's gone the wrong way with his tyre choice, and his time, well, put in 5th spot, and that's 5th spot under pressure.
Target left, opens wide. Go 350. 8 left plus.
Chris, this morning the times were not that good compared to yesterday. What was the problem?
I think we're on the wrong tyre for that stage. We only had a harder compound left, and we don't have any narrows, so that's life, and hopefully it works in the next 2.
So what can Tony Gardemeister manage? The Finn is under pressure to get to the finish, as he is now Ford's only driver still running who is nominated to score points for the team. This fact was reflected in his cautious approach to the first day.
Oikein eri plus loivo aukeaa, tilaa usko, 200. Hae pitkä vasen K, 4. Loppusilta hyppyy, 4.
With Atkinson off the pace, Gardemeister can push on to make up that 5.5 seconds.
Vasen 100. Maali. Stop.
He's done it, nearly 7 seconds faster than Atkinson. They swap positions. Malcolm Martin has begun the day in 7th, but very much in touch with the battle for 5th ahead. The Estonian finished 2nd here last year, and a repeat result may be looking unlikely. Persia driver is 4th fastest on the stage, an encouraging start to the morning. The edges to within a few seconds of Gardemeister and Atkinson.
80, 6 minus right.
Ahead of this intriguing battle for fifth, Francois Deval's consistent approach has got him to the final podium position. He's third fastest on the stage. Marcus Gronholm is putting in a characteristically bullish performance on a rally. He's won 3 times. Once again, Gronholm's day is going to be heavily influenced by his tyre choice. He started the day on a hard compound tyre, which may not have been the correct decision for this slightly damp stage 9, but should be an improvement for the next 2.
120 ja vasen pitkä eri tiukka ja oikea eri sisältä, tolppa sisällä 100, oikea eri miinuskirraa 8.
The Finn can only manage the 5th fastest time. What then can former rally leader Solberg do? He slipped back to 4th yesterday, but only 9 seconds separate him from Gronholm in 2nd. He's on softer Pirelli tyres than the Finn, so he needs to make an impact on this stage, as they may not be as effective later in the morning as the roads dry out.
Into 4, right plus half long. To cut 4, left minus into narrow, 4 right minus half long of a bridge, opens 40. 6 left.
Well, he's the quickest so far, but that's only gained him a few seconds, and it's not good enough to gain a position. Stage 9 is only 19 kilometres long, so barring disaster, Sebastian Loeb should hold on to his healthy advantage. The smooth flowing nature of the roads in New Zealand are tailor-made for the world champion's precise driving style. When he's in a rhythm like this, there are few better in the world.
130 mètres, droite 120 plus au milieu, 180 mètres.
He's nearing the end of the stage, and his 23-second lead will be safe, but can he better the time of Solberg?
3 plus sur attention 50 mètres, droite 90 plus long. 250 mètres.
He can indeed. That will make depressing reading for Solberg and the chasing pack. Loeb's lead is extended to 31 seconds, and he'll know that the next 6 drivers will be more concerned about their individual battles for 2nd and 5th places. So, with the roads drying out in the morning sun, will Solberg's pace begin to suffer? The Norwegian hasn't had an answer to Sebastian Loeb's speed over the last few stages. Stage 10 is looking good for Peder, despite his soft tyres.
Short hairpin right, tightens early.
That said, unless he can make an impression on the rally leader soon, any repeat of last year's New Zealand victory is looking increasingly unlikely.
Early half 2 right bus, 60, 4 left minus half long, opens 40.
His first target, though, is Francois Deval. The Belgian is unable to take too many risks as he seeks to defend his 3rd position, and he's under additional pressure from the team to bring home some points for the first time this season. Deval had just a 2.1 second advantage over Solberg before this stage, so he needs a good performance to maintain his position. That's not good enough. He's 6 seconds slower, and the Norwegian is up to 3rd. But was Solberg's time good enough to trouble Gronholm? In theory, the 2-time world champion should have an advantage on the harder tyres over this slightly drier surface, but the Subaru driver's speed through here was very impressive. Gronholm 4 seconds slower, but for now, his 2nd position is safe. As was the case in Monte Carlo, Gronholm and Solberg are chasing the Citroën of Sebastian Loeb. Here on stage 10, Solberg looks to have done enough to claim the stage win, but Loeb will want to maintain that crucial advantage over his 2 rivals. Solberg set a target of 9 minutes and 8 seconds. This is going to be a close call.
Allez.
If anyone can do it, this man can. That is a fantastic time by Loeb. He's quickest again by just 0.7 of a second. He and Solberg right on the pace. Well, using virtual spectator, we can see Peter Solberg slowly but surely reeling in Francois Duval. The smooth and fast driving style of the Norwegian is highly effective and is lessening the shortcomings of the Pirelli tyres in these conditions. He passes the young Belgian and now has the Peugeot of Marcus Gronholm in his sights. Solberg is certainly in full-on attack mode. Loeb still looking comfortable, but Solberg is now just a second behind Gronholm. Subaru's number one on a charge. There'll be more from Rally New Zealand after the break. The next challenge on this New Zealand rally is the longest stage of the weekend, the aptly named 32-kilometre Bull stage. One of the first matadors to take on the bull is Ford's Tony Gardemeister. Having done the hard work of passing Chris Atkinson, the Finn is now on the defensive. The stage times have been a lot more consistent this morning, with all of them in the top 6.
Vasen eri miinus, lyhyt sumppuun, oikein, jatkuu, vasen täys miinus, oikein eri lyhyt, pitkä vasen eri, jatkuu oikein täys miinus 5.
It's not only Atkinson that Gardemeister should worry about. Marco Martin has only 4.5 seconds behind the Ford man before this long stage began. The Estonian too has raised his game this morning, although like his teammate Gronholm, he's consistently playing a guessing game on tyre choice. After a long stage, Marco is struggling for grip as he nears the end. Even so, he's looked very quick and could catch Gardemeister.
40, 6 right.
Martin 4.6 seconds faster. That was close. He's jumped 2 places in one stage, but is just 1/10 of a second ahead. All changed then in the battle for 5th, but what of the fight for the runners-up spots? Peter Solberg had already seen off Francois Duval and is now closing on the Peugeot of Marcus Gronholm. With 32 kilometres ahead of him on stage 11, this is a great opportunity for Solberg to mount an attack. This is a classic New Zealand rally test. The camber, though, through some of the corners, they're amongst the steepest in the championship, and you can see Solberg literally throwing his Subaru into the bends, using the camber as a slingshot, allowing him to carry even greater speed into the following corners, which flow seamlessly one into another.
Don't catch early, 6 left minus, keep into the crest, to 6 right slow, 40, half 2 left tightens. 4 right plus half long, opens 80. 6 left.
It's a real roller coaster stage. Just sit back and enjoy the ride.
40 line to 1 left minus. Half long and tightens.
Solberg quick, but has he done enough?
Peter, fantastic time. Does it take you to second place?
No. Marcus have harder tire than me. I tried to gain on the first one, but I lost a lot on this stage here now.
But we had information at 24 Ks and you were 2.1 in front of him.
Yeah, but I lost at the end there. A lot, guarantee you.
Solberg not too confident then, but will he be proved right? Gronholm is on the harder tyre, which should give him more grip as the long stage progresses. He was just a second ahead when the stage began. How have those tyres lasted? He's slower, despite Solberg's prediction. He's done enough, and Gronholm has lost his second position.
Marcus, you've just lost second place to Peter Solberg.
Yeah, what can I do? I lost it. Yeah.
But you're not going to give up, you're going to fight him now.
Yeah, we will fight, but it's not easy. I was a little bit cautious all the time, I don't know why. I have not the rhythm with the car.
No rhythm for Gronholm, but Loeb has barely missed a beat. It's Michelin tyres which have given him a real advantage on the driver, and in the drier conditions, I should say. Suffer over the course on this stage, though. He's chosen a soft compound for this morning stages. Loeb can't match the pace of Solberg, and the Norwegian wins his first stage of the day. Loeb's closest rival may now be Solberg, but it has made little difference to his healthy advantage. Martin has jumped from 7th up to 5th. Well, back at the Paparoa Service Park, it's inevitably tyres that are the main talking point.
Okay, I took the hardest tyres. I couldn't win anything, so better was, for example, with softer tyres. For a moment, I don't know with the tyres. If you take soft, hard, it's the same. I am completely lost with this for a moment, so I don't know.
I still don't understand which tires to take when. It's just, I don't know. They just seem like they're never right. I don't know when is there, how to use them. They feel no grip, and I don't know. Well, my experience says you have to try a bit more careful then, but not with rally. I think you have to push all the way or something. I don't understand.
Looks like a big service behind a gearbox change. Any problems with that?
No, is it a gearbox change? No. Interesting.
For Atkinson, it's not just tyres that have made the difference. His anti-roll bar setup also causing problems.
I basically went a bit softer with the anti-roll bars, but it seems like it's moving too much now, and I can't stay on the line, which you need to do here. The feeling was just really bad. That's the worst sort of I felt in the car, comfortable-wise, and obviously you can't drive that fast when it feels like that, so try and sort it out.
With such cambered stages here in New Zealand, anti-roll bars are crucial, aren't they?
Yeah, it's really important to keep both wheels on the ground, and if we're leaning too much, then the inside wheel's not doing the work, and all the weight goes to the outside wheel.
Well, all of us also having their troubles. Safety car driver with some blushes. It's been a frustrating time too for the Skoda team, although both drivers are at least still on the road. Jana Toino has spent the last 2 days fighting back to overcome a 50-second penalty sustained before the rally even started. Despite the lost time, he passes his more senior teammate Armin Schwarz for 11th on stage 12. Another driver mounting a fine comeback is Gigi Galli. Problems on the first afternoon saw him drop to 10th. But the 5th fastest time on stage 12 pushes him back into the points, scoring places. He's ahead, I should say, of his more experienced teammate, Ari Rovanperä.
Destra via, 80, sinistra 3 più.
Marco Martin in a proven winner. He is one in the WRC, and despite holding second position in the Drivers' Championship, he'll not be satisfied with his speed. Since his move to Peugeot in the winter, things haven't been running too smoothly. He's not yet matched the pace of the rally leaders and is now forced to defend his recently gained 5th position from Tony Gardemeister.
100, 6 right over long crest, 80, 4 plus left.
Martin has been mysteriously off the pace again over these 2 stages, giving Gardemeister the chance to immediately regain the place he just lost. Well, the aerial view here showing just how undulating these flowing New Zealand roads can be. Gardemeister pushing through every single turn. Remember, just a 1/10 of a second separated them before stage 12. There's still very little between them, but Gardemeister reclaims 5th spot. Solberg and Gronholm have been involved in a private duel in all 3 rallies so far this year, and it's showing no sign of abating in New Zealand. Solberg continues here, As he left off, or continues where he did leave off on stage 11, setting his second fastest time in a row on the next test.
Right plus half long, opens half long, 50. Line into 3 left plus half long, tightens keep in into turn unseen, short hairpin right.
Subaru driver holds an advantage of nearly 3 seconds going into 13. It's the second run through the Cassidy stage, but will it be enough? Only the first round in Monte Carlo did Gronholm finish ahead of his rival, so he's eager again to regain that runner-up spot and secure an extra 2 championship points.
4, vasen tosi hidas, pitkä kirraa.
There may be very little that they can do about the gap to the rally leader, but personal pride ensures a real fight for the runner-up spot. 2.9 seconds to make up, and Gronholm is really attacking through these last few corners.
4.
He's done it. Gronholm once again holds the bragging rights, half a second ahead of his Scandinavian rival. Loeb was fastest again through stage 13, and his lead is looking increasingly unassailable. While Solberg has another run through the 32-kilometre bull test coming up to try and reclaim second. The conclusion of day 2 coming up. A second run through the daunting 32 kilometres of the bull stage next up on day 2 of the New Zealand rally. Marco Martin has never really threatened the leading drivers, but he spent the day in a battle for 5th place. But here, on the last proper stage of the day, he fails to improve on 6th. And that's because Tony Gardemeister has successfully fought off the Estonians' attack. The Finn has had a much better second day and now holds a 13-second advantage over Martin.
7. Oikea 320.
Francois Duval has a minute in hand over Gardemeister, so he's looking to put pressure on Solberg ahead of him in 3rd. The Belgian has had a consistent, if not spectacular day, ending stage 14 still in 4th place. Earlier, Peter Solberg looked as if he was the man to pressure rally leader Sebastian Loeb, but the Norwegian's challenge has faded as the roads have dried. His Pirelli tyres are struggling for grip. He's only 5th quickest here and will no doubt be praying for rain overnight.
2 right minus, tightens 1 plus, tightens. Opens 30. 6 right plus half long, and line into 1 left plus, tightens.
Marcus Gronholm has swapped places with Solberg throughout the day. The Finn holds the upper hand coming into this stage, but by just half a second, with Solberg's tyres virtually shredded by the stage end, Gronholm is looking to preserve his own Pirellis and thus secure 2nd position overnight. And he's nearly 7 seconds faster than Solberg by the end. A good run for the Peugeot driver.
7 ja oikea. 7 ja oikea, tosi hidas. 5. Oikea hidas. Ja toista hidas ja vasen nopea. 4.
In contrast to the 2 Pirelli runners battling for second, Sebastian Loeb is really able to push on stage 14, with the temperatures now a lot higher than the morning run through here, and with the surface cleaner and more abrasive. Loeb's Michelins are far superior. The Frenchman is an incredible 17 seconds faster than Gronholm, running over a second per kilometre quicker than the best time on the first run through here. That stunning performance from Loeb through stage 14 saw him stretch his lead to nearly a minute. There was no change in the order after the 2 runs through the short and super special.
What about tomorrow, looking to those stages? Can you pull that time back and perhaps pass Marcus? Sebastian's out there now, probably going to win.
Yeah. Well, I think first time through the stages we will have a good chance. Second time we have a little bit harder and wider tire than us, so that's why he didn't lose not so much at the end compared with me. So I reckon first time through the stage I have a chance to take him, but second time it will be difficult if you're driving with that tire.
Marcus in second, but really the end of another frustrating day.
Yeah, we can't keep up with let's say Michelin, Loeb and Citroën. The 3, they are very strong now. I think all the Pirelli drivers are a little bit behind now, so we have to find something.
Tomorrow you can win this rally. It's a big lead.
It's a big lead, yes, sure. Going in the last day with 53 seconds is very good, but okay, it's a very difficult rally. We have to. It's very easy to make a mistake, so I will have to really to keep the concentration until the end.
Sebastian Loeb has dominated on the second day of Rally New Zealand, but with 4 stages on the final day, there is still plenty to fight over for the chasing pack. Join us tomorrow for the final day. I'm Carlton Kirby. Hope to have your company then. Bye.